Welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, I got to be honest with you. The Trump campaign, they've been very nice to me over the last couple of weeks. They've gotten me a lot of surrogates. So without further ado, I don't want to make this guy wait anymore. We're very lucky to have him, the 45th president of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump, joining us on the line. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us, sir. How are you?
Can you hear me, Brian?
Loud and clear, sir. I can hear you.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm so excited to be back on and set the record straight from a terrible week with some very horrible people saying nasty things, not only about me, but about J.P. Vance. It's terrible.
Oh, it's J.D. Vance, Mr. President. It's J.D.
J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance, what I said, J.D. Vance.
Okay. Well, Mr. President,
they're calling him horrible. Somebody said he was bisexual. I don't know what that means. You know what that means? I think it's horrible.
I mean, somebody said he was bisexual. I don't know, bisexual. I don't know about that.
Bisexual, something about a couch. I'm not really sure about what this is all about.
I have heard that story. Mr. President, do you regret picking J.D. Vance as your vice presidential nominee? Beyond
100%. 100%. I will never listen to my moron son, Eric, again. I'm like, he's like, you gotta get J.D. Vance. You gotta get J.D. Vance. I'm like, who the hell's J.D. Vance? And they said he was one of Peter Thiel's guys who, you know, Peter's giving me a lot of money. I
appreciate honesty.
I can honestly, I don't make mistakes. Eric makes mistakes, and unfortunately, I co-signed on that mistake. We're going to get rid of Vance. We're going to get Nikki in there. We're going to get somebody. We're going to get somebody. You know, he's in negative numbers. Did you know he's in negative numbers?
That does not surprise me, Mr. President, but
I don't like negative numbers, Brian. I do not like negative numbers.
Then why did you in Chicago attack Kamala Harris's lack of blackness, so you say, and say she turned black?
No, not lack of blackness. She's an Indian. All this time she's like, I'm an Indian. I like curry. I like, what's that bread? I like the sticky rice. I like all this. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, no. I like soul food. I like chitlins. I'm like, wait a minute. You like this other stuff before. I honestly think there should be an investigation into how she turned black and when she turned black. I want to know when this happened and who did it.
But Mr. President, her father is from Jamaica. Why would you question if she's black or not?
Because Jamaica is not black. Jamaica is Jamaica. Jamaica, right. Queens is not. You're not necessarily black when you're from Jamaica, Queens.
Some people.
I'm from Queens. I'm from Queens.
Some people would consider that racist, Queens. Mr. President. I mean,
why would it be racist? I just want to know when she turned black. You know what I mean? It's you know when women get implants and all of a sudden say, "Oh, she has big boobs," and you may have not seen her for 3 months. You're like, "Wow, you didn't have boobs before, but now you have boobs." It's like, when was the operation? I just want to know when they did the black transfusion. That's all. That's an
I've never
question.
heard that analogy before, Mr. President, comparing breasts with the color of one's skin. I find that very interesting.
This is how I make it understandable for people. You know, and that horrible, nasty reporter at the National Association of Black Journalists, she asked me, is she a DIY candidate, And I said, of course. I think do it yourself is very important. You know what I mean? And then they said, oh, no, it's DIE and EIO and all of these things. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. These women, You know, women love me, but these black women, not Harris Faulkner. She's very nice because she's from Fox.
Right.
She's from Fox. And she's very serious.
Do you dislike black women? Be honest, Mr. President.
I don't like the nasty. Hold on, Brian. Don't give me those gotcha questions because I loved diamonds and silk and diamonds.
Yeah. Even though you claim the one who died, you claimed the other day you didn't even know who she was. I thought that was.
Well, I didn't when they asked me the question, but then when I remembered, I knew.
Okay, well, fair enough.
I have a lot. Excuse me. I have a lot going on up here. I'm pointing to my head, by the way.
I understand.
I have a lot going on.
I get it, Mr. President. I understand that, but I'm sorry if I'm getting personal on you here. And by the way, if you're just joining us, the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, taking some time to join us. I saw
Hello, everybody.
Yes. I'm glad you're here. Where is Melania?
I did an interview this morning with Maria Bartiromo.
Oh, you did?
Maria Bartiromo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, did you see that?
I did not.
I did a very big business prediction because, Google. They're being very mean to me. They're very mean, and I think they're going to be out of business probably by next week. No one's using them anymore. No one's using them anymore. The Google. No one, you know what I mean? I don't think anyone uses Google, so they're probably out of business. That's my prediction.
Are you upset at Elon Musk because he said he was going to be donating $45 million a month to your campaign, and then you said it on a stage, and then he backed out of it? Are you guys having problems?
No. Listen. I don't really care. I mean, listen, I would love to receive the money, but it's more important that people hear it. You know what I mean? It's like everything else I do. People have to hear something. It doesn't matter if it happens or not. They just need to hear that it goes out. Listen, that Elon Musk, he's my lapdog. He's my lapdog.
Wow.
His biggest money making business is Tesla cars, right?
That's true.
And all I talk about at every single rally is I'm getting rid of electric cars. I'm getting rid of the charging station. He never says a word. He never. His single largest business. Have you ever heard him say one thing about it?
That's true. I have to ask you, Mr. President, you didn't have any nice words when we had 3 Americans yesterday coming home. Joe Biden seemed to make this swap, and it was something that you were unable to do as president when you had 2 years to do it.
No. Listen, I could have done it, but I decided I was going to do it the moment I won the election and bring them home for a really big press piece. That's called public relations, if you didn't know. I would have brought them home right after I won. It would have been incredible. But, kind of what Reagan did to Jimmy Carter, the October surprise where they held the Iranian hostages until I was sworn in. They were released 20 minutes after Reagan was sworn in. And that's what I would have done. You know what I mean? Listen, they're already in prison. Do you think 2 more months are going to make a difference? You know what I mean? They've already lost
Mr. President, to his family and to their families, I would say it would make a difference. Come on now.
No. They don't really care. They just care when they finally get home.
Oh, all right. Well, I got to ask you this, Mr. President. You're not going to like this question, but where's Melania Trump been lately? I saw that awkward kiss and lack of thereof or a hug after your RNC speech.
What did you? I was unbelievable. I felt like I was a boxer. She was like, wow. I mean, it was like, wow, hey, whoa, hey, oh. I mean, I dodged a bullet, but it was tougher dodging her on that kiss. It was unreal.
Well, I mean, how's your marriage, Is that a contractual marriage? Be honest.
It is. You know what I mean? Everyone knows it. I don't care. We have a tremendous prenup. She's going to be at the inauguration. That's sealed. She promises me 2 dances at each of the inauguration parties. We have it all worked out. I don't need to be. Listen. I think everyone knows. As I said the other day, I'm not a Christian, and I'm really not a big married guy. You know what I mean? But I'm going to make America great again. It's going to be MAGA gaga. It's going to be incredible.
All right. Well, in closing here, Mr. President, I have to give you some bad news. I mean, Kamala Harris has she's gotten over $300 million in campaign donations over the course of the last few weeks. You don't even have half that this month. And,
I don't need it. People know who I am. They don't know who the hell she is. What did she do? What has she done other than be the vice president, a U.S. senator, the attorney general of California, a prosecutor, and a trial attorney? What has she done? Nothing.
All right. I mean, I guess you could make that argument, Mr. President. Nevada is a battleground state. So my last question.
It is.
Yeah. I want to give you the opportunity, Mr. President,
well,
to
first,
speak to
just so you know, we've got 70 different people in the battleground states who will not certify the election unless it's for me. 70 people. These people are locked and loaded. They're not going to happen. On top of that, as my lovely daughter-in-law has said, we have attorneys in every single county in the battleground states. But let me tell you something. I will not lose.
So you're already organizing a coup.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I said to the Christians the other day, it's rigged. They don't have to vote for me anymore. We got the fix is in, believe me.
Oh, so that's what you meant when you were on a stage and you said you'll never have to vote again because the coup is in. Okay, now I
said it's fixed. I can't be any plainer than this.
Yeah,
I said it's fixed. You don't have to vote for me. Just vote for me this one time, It's a sealed deal that it's president for life.
I'm glad you clarified that. Last thing, I want to give you the opportunity to speak to the good people of Nevada. The poll numbers are not looking great for you the last couple of weeks, but I want to give you an opportunity to speak to them. What do you have to say to America and to the people in the great state of Nevada?
Well, I'm going to speak directly to the great state of Nevada. How do you say? I got in trouble last time. I said Nevada or Nevada.
You got,
gave me a hard
you got in
time.
trouble because you talked about sharks being electrocuted too, Mr. President.
Well, that happens. That happens. But to my friends, and mainly the other people in Nevada and the people in Las Vegas, does anyone live anywhere else? I don't think so. But to my friends in Las Vegas, when I am back in office, we will have. You won't have to pay for parking at any of the casinos. All right. Monday nights, free buffets for everybody. And we will see cocktail waitresses with even bigger boobs under my next presidency. It's going to be incredible.
I cannot wait for that, Mr. President. And, my understanding is you're alongside a good friend of mine who is an extremely talented comic and one of the best in the business. And that is the great, from the Howard Stern show, John DiDomenico, who's joining me now. John, you are the best.
Brian?
I love you. I love you, John. You are the best, my friend. It's funny because John was sick last week, and I know he's feeling better. And I said, John, right now you can do
my voice was shot.
Yeah.
It was just shot.
But I said you could do a good RFK Jr. impersonation when you're sick, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was funny. When you're sick, you get a whole new range of voices you don't usually think of.
God, you are so great. Can you do me a favor, John? And you know how much I
Sure.
appreciate you and when you do this show, I'm so grateful because you're so good. And there's so many comments of people that are so angry at me for even having the real Donald Trump on. So that's a testament to you. You are so good. Can you give out your information? I want you to give out your YouTube,
Yeah.
your press conferences. You're brilliant. So give out that information, how people can follow you and maybe buy merchandise and stuff.
Well, if you want to see my long form stuff, you can go to the Johnny D Show on YouTube. I'm also the Johnny D Show on Instagram.